Welcome back, guys, to lesson 2.1, multiplying integers. In our first section, we practiced adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, which are known as integers. Today, we're going to work on multiplying our integers, our positive and negative numbers. And it's really easy as long as you follow the rule on which sign the numbers get. So, how do I know my signs? When you're multiplying an integer, there are only four possibilities. Okay, possibility one, you end up with two positive numbers, a positive times a positive, and this is what we've done before in the past. Okay, we have a positive times a negative times a positive, and a negative times a negative. Okay, they're the four different types of problems we're going to see. This chart's going to be super important because it's going to give you your rule every time you multiply integers so that you know whether the answer is positive or negative. So first, if we have two positive numbers, this is what we've been doing forever. You end up with a positive answer. A positive times a negative gives you a negative answer. A negative times a positive also gives you a negative answer. And two negatives, when you multiply them, give you a positive. The easy way to think about it is if the signs are same, like if we have both positive or both negative, our answer is positive. If the signs are different, then we end up with a negative number. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can use that in a problem. So let's put these skills to use in an actual problem. For example, 13 times negative 3. And I have my chart again here in this top corner. The only thing I have done differently with this chart is it just is already filled out for you. Positive times positive gives you positive. Negative times a negative also gives you a positive. Positive and negative gives you a negative. Negative and positive gives you a negative. So if the signs are the same, you get a positive answer. If the signs are different, you get a negative answer. So let's take a look at an example. 13 times negative 3. Step 1 tells me first, just multiply normally. So I'm going to do 13 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so I multiply normally. When I multiply 13 times 3, I get 39. Now, step 2, determine which sign it is. So my 13 is positive. My 3 is negative. So I have a positive times a negative, which I can see right here. And if I follow my rule, when I do a positive times a negative, I get a negative result. So 13 times 3 is 39, but 13 times negative 3 is negative 39. Again, very simply, signs are the same. Your answer is positive. Signs are different. Your answer is negative. Let's do another example. My next example is just the problem negative 5 times negative 8. Step 1, multiply normally. So I do 5 times 8, and 5 times 8 is 40. Then I look at my chart. My signs are the same. I have a negative times a negative. When I multiply a negative times a negative, I get a positive result. Therefore, my answer is positive 40. It's pretty easy. So, pause the video, try the Your Turn section, then come back and I'll solve them with you. Okay, number 4. Negative 3 times 5. Well, 3 times 5 is 15. I have a negative times a positive. My signs are different, so my answer is negative. Negative 10 times negative 2 for number 5. 10 times 2 is 20. Negative times a negative, the signs are the same, so my answer is positive. Number 6, 7 times negative 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Positive times a negative, my signs are different, my answer is negative. 0 times negative 22. Any number times 0 is just 0. And remember, 0 is neither positive nor negative, so I don't put any sign with it. I don't want to say negative 0. I don't want to say positive 0. It's just 0. 8. 15 times negative 3. I do 15 times 3, which is 45. My signs are the same. They're both negative, so my answer is positive. And number 9, don't get confused when they're both positive. You've been multiplying two positive numbers your whole life. 8 times 4 is just 32. Okay, so if you remember your rules, if you remember the signs are the same, the answer is positive, and the signs are different, the answer is negative, you're going to have no problem multiplying integers. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, comment, do whatever you have to do.